Come on, Whitney. Don't do this. We can figure it out. We can make it better.
Her golden mask hides a villainous smile. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we will explore the comic book origins of Whitney Frost, aka Madame Masque.
You don't know anything about me, because you don't care!
As with most comic book characters, there are often reimaginings and different versions to a character's past. We have chosen to primarily follow the storyline which unfolded in 1968's Iron Man number 1 and number 8, which was expanded upon in 1969's Iron Man numbers 17 to 18. The villainess known as Madame Masque started out in 1968 as Whitney Frost, a glamorous millionaireess who was rescued from a sinking ship by S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Jasper Sitwell.
I told you, S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't negotiate.
Frost had been aboard the ship hoping to meet Tony Stark, a rich playboy who was secretly the superhero known as Iron Man. However, Frost bestowed her favors upon Sitwell after he rescued her, not out of genuine love, but to use him for her own purposes. It turned out that Frost was a member of the crime cartel known as the Magia.
Whitney. How touching that you remember my ever-handsome love, but Whitney's gone. These days I'm known as Madame Masque, thanks to you.
In Iron Man number 8, much more was revealed about Frost. She was in fact Big M, the leader of the Magia. She had played Sitwell for a fool and was now attempting to break into the vaults at Stark Enterprises. In a flashback, her whole story was told. As the daughter of the wealthy businessman Byron Frost, Whitney had lived a charmed life. She was beautiful, rich, and engaged to one of the most desirable bachelors in the world. Yet, her life began to unravel when Byron Frost died, and Whitney learned that he was not her real father. Her real father was the head of the Magia and the supervillain known as Count Nefaria.
The Magia will not lay down for you, your magic, or these games.
The Count was determined for Whitney to join him in leading the Magia, but his daughter rebelled. Returning to her fiancé, she was shocked to discover that he would have nothing more to do with her. Being involved with the daughter of a crime lord would ruin his own future, and thus he abandoned her. Whitney was left with no choice but to rejoin her father and take on a life of crime.
I gave you a second chance. I let you go. And you do this?
Whitney quickly dedicated herself to her new life. Unfortunately, she had also developed genuine feelings for Sitwell along the way. She had second thoughts about how her robbery of Stark's secrets would affect Sitwell's career as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. So, imagine her surprise when she discovered that Sitwell had been onto her, that she had been walked into a trap. Even so, she still had feelings for Sitwell and saved his life. And in return, Sitwell let her escape. The next year, in a storyline involving Tony Stark's cousin Morgan and the villain known as Midas, a live figure appeared on the screen. Wearing a solid gold mask, she was a formidable foe who went by the name Madame Masque. When Morgan Stark expressed curiosity about who she was beneath the mask, she showed him, and the shock caused him to faint. Later, we learned that the woman beneath the mask was Whitney Frost. She had been in a plane crash from which Midas's men had rescued her. A surgeon had saved her life, but chemicals from the explosion had horribly disfigured her face. This had also hardened her heart, as she believed that no man could ever possibly love her again. However, working with the real Tony Stark, she came to think that perhaps she was wrong, and thus began the love-hate relationship between Madame Masque and Iron Man that lasted for years, and continues to this day.
Very well, but hurry. We have much lost time to make up for. I ache to pick up where we left off.
Madame Masque does not possess superpowers, but she doesn't really need them. As the leader of the Magia, she has demonstrated her skills as a strategist and a commander. On her own, she is skilled in hand-to-hand combat and an expert in martial arts. And that mask has a practical purpose as well. It protects her face from blows and weapons. This is not a person to be trifled with or underestimated. Are you a fan of the mysterious Madame Masque? For more comic book origins, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
You can't even stand to look at me. Admit it. Admit it.
Beauty that won my love was inside you, Whitney. But you killed it a long time ago.